Okay, so the Nearpod took forever.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I'm gonna make a mental note of that for next year. I'll write it down. So be honest with me, were you able to read Letter from Birmingham Jail, even though that took a long time? How many read Letter from Birmingham Jail? Okay, awesome. Because we're doing a really fun activity today with that essay, and I wanted to make sure. As far as the Nearpod is concerned, so there is one video that's just like blocked by our staff internet now too. That is not a big deal if we missed that one. But then raise your hand if like a bunch of the videos were blocked on your Nearpod. Okay, I think those videos are super helpful for learning about repetition. It is this guy who you maybe have even seen his videos before, but he explains the difference in rhetoric between Trump and Bernie Sanders. So it's like how Trump will use these like short sort of staccato sentences versus Bernie Sanders, and how he like inverts certain things. So on Friday, we'll watch those videos in class so you can kind of see how that difference in repetition works, because they are just like really illuminating. In the past, I've put them on a Nearpod because they are very political. Like, I mean, I don't think that they're super negative about one candidate or the other, but you definitely get the vibe that the guy who made the videos is more impressed by Bernie Sanders than by Trump. So in the past, I had just put that at home. You can kind of interpret that for yourself. But I'll show it in class on Friday, and I will try to remain neutral as well, just so you can see how that goes. And then on Friday, we'll also do the multiple choice practice, and that'll be all of Friday, all that we're doing on Friday. So does anyone have any questions about that Nearpod? Yeah. Totally great. Yeah, that's the one that was broken for everybody. You can still do the Nearpod just because that one was broken. Yeah. I hate district internet so much. It's like the beta makes sense. Oh, I hate it.
One of the pages they pull up on your computer got blocked, so now they've just replaced it with another Google tab.
Yeah.
Wait, what page? What do you mean?
So when you go into Google on your Chromebooks, it pulls up 3 different tabs. One of them got blocked.
One of the ones that they wanted to load into the Chromebooks.
Yeah, it was Nearpod, I think.
Yeah.
It was like Nearpod.com.
Oh yeah,
Like financial
it was like
Oh yeah, they always block campus at first.
Yeah, it was really good.
so it was the Google.
Yeah, that's not that internet stuff. It's not going to be fixed anytime soon. We've been complaining for years. So, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So, but my videos for staff internet on those 2 videos aren't blocked, so I'll be able to play them for you. Was the repetition Nearpod helpful though?
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm proud of myself for that one. I think it works well. One thing I want to point out to you about it, and this was something Noble brought up too. You know, I gave you a lot of words with definitions. A lot of those you have already done in Word of the Day. A lot of them, I am just giving them to you to sort of show you that there's these different modes of repetition. They're all slightly different from each other. If it comes to the end of the year and you don't know those words, there's a couple you still want to know. You still want to know anaphora because that's so common. But if you don't know the rest of those words, it's going to be okay. You can describe what is happening in the rhetoric. But if you don't know that they exist, then it can be harder to describe and identify the stuff in the rhetoric. Like if you don't know that there's all these different kinds of repetition, then when you're writing about repetition, you're not able to see that part of the importance is where the repetition in the sentence is. So that's a long way of saying don't stress about memorizing those terms, but they can be useful for, when we are thinking about the specifics of rhetoric. Okay, if you didn't finish the Nearpod, it's worth 20 points, so go finish it. It's important to your grade. Okay, we're gonna do an activity with the MLK stuff. So you need to be in groups for this. Do you want me to count off and we can, yeah, let's do that. Let's even switch things up again. Let's see. Okay, you're gonna count off to 6, okay? Count out loud for me.
1,
2, 3.
4, 5, 7.
1. No, 1.
4.
Sadie.
5.
3.
Yeah.
2, 4, 5.
Here, you're 1. Yeah. Okay, let's have 1s over here.
Yeah.
2s right here. 3s right here.
Dang it, bro.
4s back here somewhere. 5s over here. And 6s in that back corner. There's 4s here. Feel free to move the desks around. Get where you want to go.
Twos, threes, twos is a fire group.
2, 2. Will you just toss it for me? Thank you. That in that corner. Your usual corner. Okay, who's the 3s? Who are 3s? Okay. There should be 4 of you. Did someone? So these are 4s right here. Okay, Tay, I'm gonna have to be a 3 instead.
Hey.
Okay, here you go, 3s. There's 4s.
Because I know she was in there just like.
Got 1s right here. And you got 2s. So we are making a food truck. We're having a food truck roundup based on rhetoric. So let's read through this assignment together. You are tasked with taking rhetorical strategies and choices found in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s full name, Letter from Birmingham Jail, and converting them into a food truck menu. You will design a colorful, creative, and rhetorically relevant menu for your group's food truck. The menus will be presented in a gallery walk outside the classroom, so for everyone to see, and you'll be able to vote on the truck that you are most likely to visit for a bite of their tasty rhetoric. I think Mrs. Shirtliff wrote this, so I really like it. Anyway, decide on the name of your food truck centered around the all through the text, the type of food you will serve, the logo and marketing slogan, where you will draw your food truck, where you'll, design your food truck. Yeah. Your food truck will have sides, starters, main course, and dessert, but it has to do with the different strategies that you're finding in Letter from Birmingham Jail. For each category, you include the specified number of creatively named menu items along with the quotation from the work. Sides don't need quotes. Good sides are about soapstones. Don't forget a brief, insightful explanation of how the choice was intended to affect the audience. By the way, who's the audience of Letter from Birmingham Jail, do you think?
The people that.
So the 8 clergymen are the direct audience, right? He's also published this piece of writing more broadly. And so if it was reaching people that kind of were along the same thinking as the 8 clergymen, then he's really addressing, and he says it a few times, the white moderate in the country. That's kind of like, yeah, I agree with the civil rights movement, but sort of like sitting back and letting it happen. So you're talking about how it's affecting them. You're going to be assessed on, you can see the back. Specified number of menu items, powerful text evidence, et cetera, et cetera. These are some examples for what the menu can look like. I've got this long paper for you to use. Notice how much writing is on there because there's a lot required under each menu item. You're using a quotation and a short explanation, right? And I've got art supplies in the back for you. We'll display them and everyone will go around voting on who has the best one. One thing I need to point out, because we we are talking about civil rights rhetoric, is that there are certain foods that are associated with certain groups of people that is stereotypical and offensive, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, so if you're not aware of those foods, then we don't really need to point it out because you're not going to make a menu that's offensive and stereotypical. But if you are aware, obviously that would be a racist thing to do if that be a racist. Do I need to see that? No, I don't think I need to see that. Don't be a racist on the board, just like for like general advice for life. Yes. And if you're concerned about what I'm talking about, then you can come up. Okay, so let me get you the paper. I do have extra food trucks, so if you mess up your food truck, you can get another one.
Let's get
Kind of running out of menu paper, so if you need a new menu, I can go grab more.
I think she's talking about let's go.
Yes,
Yes, that's what she.
that's it exactly.
That's the one.
What if I want to buy chicken?
So is Chick-fil-A and Popeyes and KFC racist? It's just chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
but-
eats chicken, I eat chicken, and I support
All of them in
black people.
Yes, but we're talking about sort of, you have many options, and for this particular assignment, you don't want to go with the type of food that is
And anything they put chicken,
associated
they have
with a
ice
racist
cream with
stereotype.
chicken, your starters could be fries.
So is tacos a racist stereotype?
No.
No?
Kind of is.
Fried chicken is like,
I eat fried
it's
chicken.
been used in Jim Crow performances.
Yeah.
literature shows. So like at the turn of the century, there were white people who dressed up as black people and like acted foolish to sort of say like about black people, laugh at them. And fried chicken and watermelon.
Watermelon, so.
So it's been like attached to
A
them.
fried watermelon truck.
All right,
That's fine, I love watermelon and fried chicken.
Watermelon is racist.
that's totally fine, but just for this assignment, we're doing. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the expectations for them for this?
It's not about this, it's about another podcast.
Okay, we can talk. And you have all of class to do this. So you have the whole class to do an awesome job. Let me show you where my art supplies are. I'm gonna let you guys use the nice art supplies, which means that they're actually in boxes with like all the colors. Please don't abuse this. Let me get them back in their boxes. Okay, that's all.
Like, it's on the clothes on the top, that's for that.
I never would.
Yes.
I never would.
I like that.
Like this.
Like trying to get it. Well, I didn't know it was racist. I saw it like, like, it's made like from the Chick-fil-A sort of.
Yeah.
I just went to Chick-fil-A, I wasn't like perfect, I was being racist, I didn't know it was that.
Okay, you guys do this.
But also like all the white people. Yeah.
No, I don't. Can you draw? I can draw if I have hours and hours. Yeah. Okay, your hand right on your desk. I can try to draw. Which
I have really good idea.
I mean, I feel like the best
Famous
is
rhetoric.
like.
No idea what it's about.
It's
Free of charge, I'll say it's free.
Why is it like cover it with like
Kind of like chicken.
Because that's.
Because
definitely have to talk
we're
about
going
it.
to.
Everything that we're definitely. So like, it's like.
Say waffles with kind of tacos.
Yeah, we're probably
Oh,
like-
I said pathos, I'm like, you don't pay with cash. You're paying with
Thumbs up.
tacos.
Thumbs up.
My elementary.
Oh, wait, okay, so I'm creating a menu.
Yeah. No, we didn't. No, you're good. Alright. Yep, I'll take it. Oh, okay.
I have this thing. Tacos. Fit fry.
Yeah. Do we have to turn anything in for the annotations for parking? Jail?
Yeah.
Do we have to turn it on campus?
I'm gonna come around.
Easy fun. Just go so like.
Okay, since you're not here today, you're gonna have to do this assignment on your own, and all of the info that you need is on Canvas, except for the picture of the truck. You can skip that part. Just do the menu, don't design the truck itself. And you're gonna work for the rest of class on it. So you've got about an hour left. Don't spend much longer than that on this assignment. All right, and then that's it for today.